My name is Dale Anthony Wilhite. I live at the France Clamor in Mountain Village, Colorado. If you want to find out anything about me, you can do so on MySpace. This concept deals with pedophiles. It's a concept of mine that I believe would rid our communities of a lot of pedophiles. But the pedophiles I'm talking about here are convicted pedophiles. These are convicted pedophiles who, for whatever reason, have been paroled, or I'll just say simply say released from prison. These are also pedophiles that obviously haven't committed a murder, but what they've committed was enough to get them put in prison for a while, although it should be for life. The statistics state that pedophiles cannot be, how can I put it, rehabilitated. That's more of a liberal theology that everybody can be rehabilitated, or most people can, and the truth of it is they can't in some cases. Some people may, some may not, but the overwhelming majority of pedophiles who have convicted once will go on and commit more of their deviant sex acts, and sometimes it will lead to murder. We have a lot of kids that have been murdered in this country by pedophiles who previously were convicted, or actually were convicted pedophiles, and this didn't have to be. So what I wanted to do was offer a solution to deal with pedophiles and get them out of the communities. Again, I'll say convicted pedophiles, and keep them out of your community, and to keep the kids safer. It's not foolproof, it's not 100% guaranteed, but it will save a lot of kids from these type of weirdos and freaks. In one of my movie scripts, there is a scene of a group of pedophiles that are sent to this place called Sledge City. Now, of course, the title's not mine. It's Sledge City is been used by other scriptwriters and people, but I decided to call it Sledge City anyway. It's a place where convicted pedophiles go to. It's a city like any other city. It has malls, shopping centers, convenience stores, gas stations, police station, fire station. It has its own government buildings, its town halls. It has a bus system depending on, of course, the size, cabs. Again, depending on how big it's going to be. Hopefully it won't be that big, because that's just an indication that we have a lot of pedophiles, convicted pedophiles in our country. It has everything that a modern city has, or let's say modern small city. But there's one thing that Sledge City doesn't have. It doesn't have any children. So all the pedophiles that are sent to this city have no children upon which to prey upon. Do you see what I'm doing here? In reality, pedophiles in America, some would be offered early release if they agree to move to the city for life and stay out of our communities. Other pedophiles would be sent here once they're released, and that's where they will spend the rest of their life. They will not return to the American community to reoffend again, or to have the chance to reoffend again. That's the only solution I can think of to rid our communities of at least convicted pedophiles. There's really no need for these people to be back in our communities anyway. What happens in school? What's the difference? Please explain to me what the difference is here. When you're in school, primarily kindergarten or elementary school, they do this quite a bit. When a child cannot get along with other kids, what does the teacher do? The teacher usually will take that child and separate that child from the rest of the class because that child cannot get along with his or her classmates. Well, in our society, when we have people who cannot get along with others, and especially pedophiles who can't keep their hands off our kids, they should be separated from those kids. Never again allowed to have access to kids, to be able to sexually offend them, let's say, or how can I put it, molest them. But yet we do just that. We allow them right back into our communities. We claim they got to be so many from children. We say, well, they going to wear an ankle bracelet, but they can always take that off. And sometimes we find pedophiles having a girlfriend with kids living with them, and it's days, weeks later, even years later, find out that they're back at it again. So we need to separate the pedophiles from the kids of America. And the only way to do that is to send them somewhere where they cannot prey upon any more children. That's the only thing I know, the only way I know to do that. Now, is it constitutional? I don't know. That's what the lawmakers have to look at. That's why you need to pitch this idea and provide the foundation to your congressman or congresswoman, to the media. Pitch it to the editor, get it out there, get it known, let people read it, let people know the idea exists, and then let them decide. And hopefully it will make its way through Congress one day. To make it, I mean, if it's constitutional, this would be an outstanding idea. And yet, the human rights organizations like the left-wingers who claim, well, this is abusive, can't claim that anymore, because these pedophiles are still getting a pretty good life. The only thing they're denied is the right to molest children. Again, that's the only restriction there is. I think the same thing should go for sex offenders, men who rape women, abuse women. The same thing should happen to them. They should be denied the right to even date anymore. They should be the right to be alone with a woman anymore. Again, it goes back to the classroom. A teacher separates a child from the rest of the class when they can't get along. But if we men, and of course I'm not one of them, but if any man can't get along with a woman, and I don't care if she's the B word or not, then he needs to be separated from her. Of course, in this case, you may have to have an ankle bracelet. I believe strongly in the ankle bracelet monitor, even though it doesn't always do any good when it comes to domestic violence. These guys still take it off and end up killing the woman that followed it on them. It doesn't work very well. But that's at least something. So, if you like the idea, I would strongly suggest that you pitch it. Just hearing it is not enough. You got to pitch it. You got to make sure the world knows about it, and the internet is a good way to do that. And you can take my idea and build upon it, and provide it with a strong foundation, and make sure it gets to the people that can make it a reality. People who can look at it and say, is this constitutional or is it not constitutional? I don't have those means yet. That's why I've always wanted to get in the entertainment industry, so I can get the money so I can pitch these ideas at a national level. I don't have that ability just yet, and may never. So this is the only way I can do it for now, because I have over about 700 concepts, both political and social. These are just a few. So anyhow, if you like the idea, I would appreciate it if you would pitch it and think about it, and ask yourself, especially if you have children, do you really want these convicted felons back in your neighborhood? Well, there is a way we can get rid of them. There is a way. And we can do it, I think, that is constitutional and humane. More humane than what they've done to their victims, wouldn't you say? Thank you very much. And again, if you want to find out anything about me, just go to MySpace. I have a page there.